Sharon Michaels, member of Finchley Progressive Synagogue. I really wanted, for the end of Black History Month, we're going to the Jewish Museum on Thursday to see a very specially curated show around Jewish Black history in the United Kingdom. I think it's really a great moment for us to take pause and think where we are 18 months on since we realized, actually, do we make sure that Jews of colour feel as welcome in our congregations as anywhere else? 18 months ago, after the murder of George Floyd, the Jewish community suddenly galvanized itself, moved into action to really ask that question, how are we doing in the Jewish community? And it was particularly young people, and your son was one of them, who really spoke about the experience of growing up in the Jewish community and being a Jew of colour. So I kind of want to ask you, Sharon, if I might, for a tiny brief conversation, a kind of, how are we doing?
I think you've opened up a lot of the community's eyes. I think since being a member of this synagogue, I've been a member here since 2015. We're just not the interracial family that shows up, but you know, we're the family that's had 2 sons bar mitzvah here. And you know, I've always wanted to make my presence known, but it's only been what was it, about 3 months ago when we had the workshop.
Yeah, 3 months ago we had the workshop that your son Elijah led with another member, David Moscow.
And I think that was the first time there was an open and honest conversation. And I did get a lot of feedback from people after the workshop. And
what kind of feedback?
One person in particular had apologized for, I don't know how the best way to put this, by having this sort of stereotypical attitude, like
their own assumptions.
Yeah, you know, and not making me feel as welcome or as part of any other Jewish member of the synagogue. You know, I was just kind of there, you know, I've got 2 sons and a husband that's Jewish, but nobody's really interacting and say, well, are you Jewish as well? Or, you know, I don't mind people asking me that question.
You'd rather be asked than not be asked.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
So,
okay, and how was that for someone coming up and apologizing for having made assumptions or not? Or
I wouldn't know, because it's not my, I don't feel it's my job to make people feel better, but I take to heart what they say, and whether I acknowledge their feelings, and it's just something I appreciate what they had to say, and I think they finally got a lot of things off their chest in that regard.
That is so interesting.
Yeah.
So we created in June 2020 a group that we called our FPS group for racial justice within our congregation. And the first thing that we realized was on speaking, when I spoke to the families and the individuals in our congregation, that you were dealing with the assumption that you knew people were making, that you weren't Jewish.
Yeah.
And several people have said that. And we've heard from our young people as they go to events and bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs, that security will stop them in the way that they will wave through their white friends.
Yes.
And so we've really taken it to heart. And one thing that we decided, and we learned from young Black Jews telling us, if you see us in synagogue a great deal, or even once, assume we're there because we are a Jew and not because we are visiting.
Yes.
Tell me what that feels like for you, us embracing that idea in our congregation?
I think it's very important because I've all pretty much my life outside of Bermuda, Bermuda's a very small community, but through further education, whether it be in Canada or the US, and then moving here to England, I've always been that person that is not like everybody else.
Right.
Even at a historical Black university where 98% of the students were Black, but I wasn't a Black American. I was still
Right.
somewhat
So
of
always had other.
I've always had this other. But I forget what your question was.
My question is, how does it feel for us as a community to embrace the idea, assume our folk are Black? If someone's here, make the assumption and then you can ask questions.
Yes, yeah. I think one of the things is people really should just take the time and have a conversation. Just have a simple conversation with a person. And when you're having a conversation, then you will learn things about that person. And when you learn things, then you feel comfortable. Are you Jewish or you practice Judaism or, but just embracing that person, and for whatever reason they're there. It doesn't matter whether they're Jewish or not, they're there. So embrace their presence and make them feel welcome.
Yeah, I think that's something that's so important for us to keep doing. So I love that you said that the workshop that we offered in September that your son Elijah led has been transformative for the congregation. Tell me a little bit about how you've watched Elijah. Elijah has really been one of the leaders of Black Jewish young people raising consciousness.
Yeah.
Tell me about how you feel about him as a proud mother.
Well, at home, Elijah's a strappy teenager sometimes, but in all reality, I'm so proud that he's been able to take that on. I used to have conversations with Elijah. I said, the first thing when you walk into the room, people notice the color of your skin. It doesn't matter that your father's white or he's Jewish. People are not going to see that. They see young Black males, so embrace that. And Elijah has had a very strong identity to his Judaism, because even when he had a choice of secondary schools to go to, he chose JCOS. We didn't tell him to choose that one. He chose JCOS. And I think JCOS helped him and gave him a foundation that is going to carry him through whatever he decides to do. He made some very good friends there, and they're still very good friends to this day. He's grown up with them. He's had life lessons with them. He's been exposed to a lot because of his family on both sides of the pond. And he stays in touch, and he and I think maybe even his studies at Bristol is helping him and is keeping his mind and his eyes open to a lot of things. And he's forever sending me news articles to read or to look at, and so yeah,
I feel really proud. I mean, I'm not his mother, but I feel proud of him as his rabbi, that he has really spearheaded this movement of considered, thoughtful, calling to action our synagogues, and really asking us to think deeply about how we have in the past treated and will treat those that grow up with mixed heritage within our community. So you obviously have had a fascinating life of growing up in Bermuda, of being educated in North America, of ending up here, and not just here in the UK, of ending up in North London and in our liberal synagogue in Finchley, where I just couldn't be more proud of you and your family. But if you were to say to us, Rebecca, this needs doing now, what would you say?
I would say Rebecca, let's start getting some more young families into the fold.
Mixed heritage
Heritage
families.
yes.
That's
Yeah.
a great challenge for us, and
Yeah.
I take that on, absolutely, Sharon.
Yeah.
So I'm going to return to Sharon, to talk to Sharon over the next few months and hopefully years to see how we do. But I love that challenge to get new young families of mixed heritage to expand our notion of Jewish covenant, of Jewish community, and to grow from it.
Yeah.
Sharon, thank you so much.
Thank
Shabbat
you.
shalom.
Shabbat shalom.